Good evening, sports fans! Crowbat for the win of the TokenMinorities here today with the GBA Week 9. This week we are playing my good friend TomZ, and this is a much anticipated matchup I was looking forward to for a long time. It was a long time coming. We haven't played in this format or even in the GBA at all in a long time, and I was really looking forward, like I said, to just playing him again. He is a good team. He's a I would say he's a pretty good matchup and everything too. I will get into that in a moment, but you know, it's been very well hyped. I mean, we are a 4-4 team right now as well. This is a must-win game. I put my all into putting this team together. We are still possibly in the playoffs. We can actually overtake Cybertron if Tom wins in the last week. That definitely, for sure, helps us a lot. But depending on how we do today, and in Week 10, we have a very good chance. Let's talk about our team. So, Tom has Ho-Oh, Tapu Koko, Weavile, Gliscor, Conkeldurr, Latios, Araquanid, Drapion, Cloyster, Mesprit, and Scizor. My first mon for the week is going to be Heatran with Shuckleberry, Stealth Rock, Toxic, Stone Edge, and Lava Plume. It's pretty self-explanatory. Stone Edge, of course, is for Ho-Oh. And by the way, his Z users are Tapu Koko and Latios. The other colors are just transactions. Next, we're going to have a physically defensive Leftovers, Wish Protect, Moonblast, and Toxic Florgiz. It's blue, just because blue's stylish. It can be walled by a few things on his team, but the Wish passing into one of my future mons, Silvally, is going to be really effective, for sure. Next, we've got Palkia, who is just the GOAT right now. Lustrous Orb, Surf, Spatial Run, Thunder Wave, and Substitute. So the idea here would be maybe to sub Thunder Wave on some of the mons in his team. I mean, really, we only need Surf and Spatial Run in this game, and because of that, we can hopefully maybe pass some status around. I think that'd be really helpful for sure. Next, we got an Intimidate, Choice, Scarf, Crocodile, Earthquake, Knockoff, Stone Edge, and Pursuit. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't think there's anything too crazy with this set. Just worthy of note that Pursuit might be kind of cool for Mesprit. And it outspeeds Tapu Koko, of course. So, our next mon is going to be Genesect with also a Choice Scarf. So we have dual Scarf, U-Turn, Ice Beam, Flash Cannon, and Thunderbolt. I really don't think Scizor is coming to this game because Heatran is just so good against it, and all of my team gets coverage for Scizor. And as a result, I really don't have too much fire coverage passed along in this team. But otherwise, it's pretty hard. It's a physically, especially based Scarf. And finally, we have Silvally Water, and this is, I hope, really going to throw him off. Parting Shot, Defog, Thunderbolt, and Rock Slide. I am trying to make use of his own terrain to get as much super effective coverage as I can. I do not hit the Gliscor with this, but he should switch out every time, fearing that I have Surf or Ice Beam, and that will probably give me a free chance to Parting Shot, and that's the goal with that Silvally. And it also still hits the Ho-Oh and other mons super effectively as well. Alright, and there was actually no replay this week. However, I was smart enough to record this time. Yes! So I do have a game chopped up between turns, so all the dead time is pretty much out. He's brought Ho-Oh, Tapu Koko, Weavile, Gliscor, Latios, and Scizor. I was really surprised to see that Scizor. I am glad at least we have Heatran to deal with that, but if he's a bulky Scizor, that might give me a little bit of difficulty, considering I have two Choice Scarfers that probably are going to have a tough time dealing with that. I'm going to lead with my Crocodile. I just want to get the Intimidate off turn 1, because most of his team, I think, really could use a nice Intimidate. I'm expecting the nice U-turn coming right here. There's no way he's going to try to Dazzling Gleam out of the gate, and even if he did, I survive it. So that's what I do. I'm going to knock off right here because that gives me a chance to heavily cripple anything that comes in. It does a ton to that Ho-Oh, so it's clearly not a super bulky Ho-Oh. I get a free switch out now to Silvally. I get to feel this Ho-Oh out a little bit more. He switches out to presumably get the regen, goes in at Gliscor, and this is a fantastic switch for me. I get a free Parting Shot off here because he can't stay in risking a Surf. He can't do anything like that. Tapu Koko comes in. This is a fantastic thing for me because he's now a -1/-1 Tapu Koko, and he presumably is a mixed Tapu Koko. I don't actually know that, but if he is, it definitely helps to hinder both of its stats. Now Dazzling Gleam won't even do much, so I'm just going to go to Palkia. Palkia now can take any attack and basically just destroy this thing. So he goes into Latios. Wish I could have set up a sub, but if for some reason he decided to go for Dazzling Gleam, definitely would have done enough that I wouldn't have been in a great position, so I just went for the Surf, knowing that if Latios came in, it would have been totally fine. I get a free switch right now to this thing, this Florges, but it still does a ton of damage, and that's fantastic. So Palkia can be pretty great in this game as long as I get rid of that Latios. Otherwise, it's great. I'm going to Heatran, doubling out. Not my best double. We're going to go back into Silvally, because I'm presuming Stealth Rocks are come out. Maybe a U-turn, maybe an Earthquake. But Stealth Rocks come up, that's fine. It gives me a free chance to defog. Now, I do see Tapu Koko coming in, and this is a bit of a problem. I could have Parting Shot it here, but I really don't want rocks on my side of the field and not on his. That can pose some trouble for me if I'm not careful with all the switching that I presume to be doing this game. Now, given that I'm a very mixed, bulky Florges, well, it just has good natural special defense, and it's physically bulky otherwise, I feel like this is my best switch to Tapu Koko. It was, he just U-turns, that's great, I get almost all that health back. Going back out into Silvally to take that big bad Brave Bird does just under half, so it is not going to get too many more switches here. He's going to try to roost up on me. That's really okay. It's not the absolute end of the world. I'm going to get a Parting Shot off, and this is going to put me in a position where actually Palkia is going to be able to come in safely on this thing, and it has high enough health to definitely live a Brave Bird from this point. I'm going to hope that he tries to switch out, and I try to sub. Does not work all that well, unfortunate. However, that is still going to do some damage to him. That sub, the sub damage he did to the sub will cause some recoil. I am hoping to get this Surf KO right here, and hoping he switches out this time. He does not. However, the Brave Bird recoil is most certainly going to take him out. His Uber is gone, yes!
Back to Griffin. Hard charge of the goal and a hammer slam! Man, oh man.
So, yeah. I kinda, in hindsight, wish I subbed again, so that way I think I could have been at a slightly higher amount of health, but it is what it is. You know, that extra damage might have been the way to go for this. That's okay. That's alright. Heatran comes in freely on this Tapu Koko, as I anticipated the U-turn to just get a KO anyway. This kind of means he'll probably get a free switch to Gliscor, and that is what I see happen. Gliscor's here, and it's definitely got an Earthquake. If Gliscor doesn't have the Earthquake, that would be utter insanity. However, I'm going to hope he tries to set up rocks and try to get Palkia in for free, but he makes the smart play. I mean, I was pretty much foddering Palkia off anyway, because at this point, it's basically done its job. It would have been obviously nice to have still, but Genesect really can take care of this game without problem. So, like I said, Palkia did okay there, did just fine, did its job, took out Ho-Oh basically. I would have loved to have, if he tried to set up rocks, yeah, it would have been amazing, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to bluff that I have Ice Beam. Actually, I think I do have Ice Beam, but I don't go for it. I'm just going to U-turn. I figured, worst case, my switch to Silvally Water was pretty darn free. Like, if for some reason he thinks he's going to be cheeky and have Fire Fang or something crazy. So, Heatran gets a free switch in against the Scizor, and we've got this Gliscor coming back. The Lava Plume does a good amount of damage. It's actually a crit. So it probably doesn't matter too much, because that Poison Heal is going to get him a lot of health back. And we're going to swap out of there, go into Silvally, which can't touch this Gliscor at all. All it can do is Parting Shot, and that is pretty much it. We are getting lower and lower in health, but he still doesn't know our entire move pool. So he still should be scared right now. And I am going to take the chance to get another Parting Shot off on this Scarf Tapu Koko. We do get it, which is fantastic. That's great, because that means we get now a good, nice switch into our good pal, Crocodile. Just want to get that Intimidate off is really the reason why. I also want to bait him into going for a probably Fairy move, or worst case U-turn, but if he goes for U-turn, it's going to do absolutely nothing at -2, but probably Fairy move. And that is what he does. -1, that does absolutely nothing to Genesect. Genesect's going to eat that up. So I'm going to go for a Flash Cannon here. I thought with the boost, it would probably 2-hit KO most Scizor, but it turns out he's very bulky. I'm going to try to push my luck and try to go for either a special defense drop or hope for a crit or a max roll or something and hope he doesn't have roost something. Unfortunately, I probably should have just gone to Heatran in total hindsight. But either way, I learned his moveset after the game. It really didn't matter all that much. He only had Bullet Punch on this Scizor for an attacking move that would be able to do anything of note to Genesect. He may have had U-turn too. I honestly don't remember, but I know he basically only had one of those two moves or both. And none of them hurt Heatran, so yeah, I probably should just gone to Heatran first, rather than trying to finagle with damage rolls, but that's okay. So, gonna go into Latios, or he goes into Latios, that's fine. Gonna go for a Toxic, which is gonna be nice. He does show the recover. I am expecting Earthquake here, because it does get it, and it is very good coverage in this game. There's no reason not to switch into Florges here, which can take an Earthquake very easily. Oh my gosh, Florges is eating that like a monster. So, Toxic plus Fairy typing here, it's pretty darn good. Gonna go for that big wish. I am expecting a switch to Gliscor. That is one of his better switches on this Florges. Setting up that wish, and guess what? It's time to give Silvally almost all of its health back, because there is not one move this thing can go for that KOs Silvally at all. And we're gonna pull that switch out. Gonna go into Silvally Water. He, I think, expected this, and he's like, I'll just get my rocks up, maybe get some residual damage. If you look at that match time, he's just getting down. So we both, took a lot of time to make some of these moves. There's a lot of good double switches, a lot of good things going on. There weren't really any great bold predictions to really make, though, with respect to moves. Like, I only had momentum on this team. I didn't have anything to break Scizor. I didn't have things to break Gliscor. So that was a problem in team building for his specific composition right here. So we were at about 10 minutes of match time. This is the moment of truth. Can we survive a -1 Wild Charge or Thunderbolt? We can.
From Hoddle then. Cardano. Off the foot of Steve Hodge.
Alright, so Tapu Koko goes down with the time ticking down on that clock. He goes to Weavile. I don't know why, because I think he knows I'm Choice Scarf, but that makes me think he might be Choice Scarf Weavile or something. So I am gonna just get on out of there, go into Silvally. That gives him a free switch to Scizor, which is kind of annoying, but I'm going to go for a boosted Thunderbolt. Remember, the terrain is still up, and it does a ton of damage with the boost. Remember, this is no offensive investment whatsoever, Silvally. And he sets up a Swords Dance and gets paralyzed. So he's trying to fish with me here as I go for the parting shot. There's really no reason to stay in there. I didn't know his only move was Bullet Punch, but the switch to Heatran in my mind after I saw that Swords Dance was pretty obvious. Obviously, he just went into Gliscor, which changed that calculus a little bit. I'm going to try to Wish Up, because at this point, the game, we're not going to play this game. This is, unfortunately, due to my momentum-based game and due to the walls that he brought, it was tough. So we are going to see our next move, and you are going to wonder, what is that next move? 3 minutes left in the clock. Well, guess what? The world will never know. So yeah, that's what we got out of this game. A timer, and a disconnect actually. Technically it was a timer. All I had to do was really just stay in Florges, and I had won 5-4. So he agreed to that. Obviously, I think it was pretty obvious, like, I had the advantage. I had to literally choke to lose the 5-4 advantage. But, I mean, I said it during the game. It was a tough one from the perspective of locking myself into moves. Some of my mons were choice locked, and I didn't have the moves to deal with everything, because honestly, the fact that I didn't expect Scizor kind of screwed the game up a little bit. But, alas, I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry about timer. I'm sorry we took it this long, but you know what? I still had a fun time playing. I had a fun time prepping for this game. I'm wishing you nothing but the best in the final week, especially because I really need you to win, because I'd really like to leapfrog over Cybertron. I actually have a chance, guys. We are now 5-4. -1, and Cybertron is very close by. I actually don't know the result of his Week 9 game, but as of last week, I think he was 5-3 plus 0. So if Jolt won this week, which I don't actually know, we might be in good shape. We'll see. See you guys next week. Peace.